Welcome back. Youth Month is just around the corner, and to celebrate our young people, Forge Academy and Labs is giving away 5 fully funded bursaries. This will allow students to progress their professional career path in the ICT sector. Forge Academy and Labs is the brainchild of social entrepreneurs Arthur Wade Anderson and Craig Clutty. To talk to us more about this exciting opportunity, I'm joined by founder Arthur Wade Anderson, as well as the marketing operations manager Charl Ochler. Sorry, Charl. Ochler. Welcome, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us here on Newsnight. Arthur, let me start.
Thank you for a
with
kind introduction.
No, it's my pleasure. Let me start with you, Arthur, because as Charles said during the break, you are sort of the brainchild behind Forge Academy and Labs. Talk to us about what Forge is all about and what your plan of action is.
Right, so Forge Academy is an educational institution designed around providing opportunities to kids in the 4IR space who would never historically be able to get into that particular space. We have the labs that's made available based on finished pedagogy, where young people are given access and the appropriate exposure to the technologies that will take them forward. So the idea really is to match industry relevant courseware to talent and then provide that to the market, because we know the demand is quite high.
Yeah, no, definitely. And an important reason why I wanted to have you guys on the show is because in South Africa, the issue of youth unemployment is a major one. I mean, we have so many young people who are unemployed, but also unemployable because they don't have the opportunity to maybe study and to obtain skills. So I thought that this was a very, very exciting way, an opportunity for young people to acquire those skills and to acquire those opportunities. So just talk to me about how Forge is making sure that the issue of youth unemployment is being tackled head on.
So we approach it very differently, like a business would, right? So if there's a demand for a particular skill, why not match the demand, right? So we know that the industry has a shortage of jobs. We know that many of the careers that are in the industry today doesn't require a 4-year degree. It requires some form of certificate, practical experience, and just somebody that had access to actually real world working experience, right? So we took the approach where we've given the kids the world-class infrastructure as a platform. We provided them with access to some of our partners like Nokia, AWS, that have industry-relevant courseware that could position kids for lower level or entry-level jobs all the way through to having something that would pay in excess of 180,000 USD, right? So how do you get those kids in there? And it's matching the right type of profile. So we do an assessment of sorts. We then take the kids through a short period of where they learn all the technology that they need to do to match the particular skill set required by the client. And by the time they are finished with what they had been exposed to, and they've done all the practicals and they've worked within client environments, it's so much easier to walk into a job, you know, or to be part of a customer where you've been working at. And so because we have these partnerships where our educational institution is able to match to industry partners that have access to all of these opportunities, we're able to then one-on-one with most of these kids into these environments. Yeah.
Amazing, I love that. But Charl, as we mentioned earlier, there are 5 fully funded bursaries up for grabs. I think this is an absolutely amazing opportunity because, like I mentioned earlier, there's so many young children who need this opportunity. They maybe come from a difficult background and they aren't able to study further, or they're just struggling to find themselves a job or just find their place in the world. Talk to us about these bursaries and what's up for grabs.
Yeah, so as Arthur mentioned, a lot of the stuff we do, there's also a lot of learnerships that we do with partners like GCRA, we're doing it through AWS, 5G development, and there is a lot of opportunity for young youth who's just finished matric, is looking for that opportunity to get into a learnership. But there's also a different set of youth out there who's already in the workforce or was in the workforce as an intern or as a learner or as an apprentice. So the thinking was to also say, how do we help youth who's already been there to elevate and accelerate and also achieve that next level in their career? I mean, that's what we need to try and also understand is how do we help those that might not qualify for the learnerships but really want to excel. So the thinking was to say that, listen, we would love to hand out fully funded bursaries, 5 of them, either focusing in digital marketing. You can go digital marketing pro, or more something into specialists like strategy or social media, which we know has boomed over the last couple of years, even into your IT stuff, where you're going to go into routing and switching. You can touch into networking, you can touch into the fundamentals of PC or become a PC professional. And this is specifically to say that, listen, professional development, short courses, that you don't have to go fund yourself, that we are willing to help you with to upskill yourself even further, to help you get into that next step and to help you really excel in your career to get to where you want to be, whether it's, you know, having extra money to support your family or actually taking a nice holiday down to the coast. So that's definitely where we want to go and what we want to do with the bursaries.
Interesting. Is there a specific reason why the focus then is on digital marketing and information technology for these specific bursaries?
No, if you're looking at it specifically from a bursary aspect, you know, our digital marketing, we know if you look at the jobs out there, it's a growing industry. Businesses are going into the digital world. How you communicate, how you respond, how you are positioned in the digital world nowadays is crucial. You know, what we have been learning, you know, in the marketing space for so long is that if you're not digital, where are you? And we've seen, you know, businesses just completely collapse because they're not in that space. And having people who are either specialized or understanding that landscape, nowadays you don't have to go and have an honors degree or, like Arthur said, a degree. You can do professional courses, and we've got partnerships with entities such as the Digital Marketing Institute from Ireland, where once you've completed the course, you are certified professional in this, internationally professional from this network. In the IT space specifically, it's also because it's lab simulated. So students will actually have the opportunity to lab sim explore this. So if you're going to be doing routing and switching on a board, there's not going to be this massive hardware that you now need to try and figure out and have someone come and show you. You're going to have a lab sim where you're going to experience this. You're going to be able to test, trial, consistently build, work on your skills, and reset and start until you're in such a way that you can actually go and write the exam and pass it. So we're really looking at how we're putting the technology from 4IR into a space to make sure that candidates who finish the course really already has that practical understanding of saying, hey, I can do this. I don't have to now go learn how to do this. I can do it.
I love that. I love that. So what then is the selection process, and what sort of selection criteria does an applicant need to have? I read through the press release, and there was quite a few points that someone needs to tick. But who can apply for these bursaries, and what do I need to make sure that I sort of tick off on my box before I apply?
Okay, no, so that's a great question, because we know this is where everyone's been waiting for. So when we're looking at it, it's the first thing is applications go live on the 1st of June, which is the start of Youth Month, and they will close on the 16th of June, which is Youth Day, of course. So there's a lot of time for candidates to get their applications in. Ideally, the age group we are looking at for this specific run is between the ages of 25 to 35. Ideally, 1 year's working experience, whether you've been an intern, like I said, or you've been working, or you are still currently working. You don't have to be unemployed. You can be unemployed or employed currently to do it. What is going to happen is you also need to submit a motivation. You can go do that at www.forgeacademy.co.za. You'll see when you go to the website, you'll find a beautiful link that's going to say, hey, take me to the bursary page. I want to find out more. Everything is on there. The criteria is on there. The application form is on there. The terms and conditions is on there. We are hiding nothing. We are completely transparent in the process, so everyone can have a fair and equal opportunity to understand. Once you've applied, of course, then you're going to do a bit of an assessment. We want to understand where are you in the space, where do we need to support you, and then for the final candidates that make it towards the final selection or review process, they'll also go a psychometric assessment to understand where's their strengths, where's their skills, where are they going to go.
Which is so important, because so many people just don't know. What am I good at? What am I supposed to be focusing on? Where do I even start?
And it's also, even if you don't get selected, but you still have that psychometric assessment.
You have
it's something that great, this is where I need to actually find myself. And that from an educational perspective is gold and value on its own. So we really want to walk a journey with the students. Those who get awarded the bursary, we also want to say, listen, we want to work this journey because we want to make sure that when you finish, we achieve the goal together of getting you to that next phase and that next step into where you want to be. And it's all offered online. That's the great part about it as well.
How convenient.
Yeah.
Arthur, let's chat a little bit more about Forge Academy and Labs and what we can expect from you guys going forward.
Right, so the next step for us really is to expose more people, more incubation programs will be coming from it. We are the only 5G lab on the continent that is linked with the necessary ICASA approvals and so forth. And if there's any tech companies up-and-coming startups that need some exposure to be able to play in a safe environment, to drive new products and services, Forge Academies and Labs is where you need to be at. And we're going to open that up to the public shortly, and then we're hoping that we're going to be producing some of the world-leading products and services that the market needs.
Definitely.
So there's great partnership, but there's also room for individuals that have their own dreams and aspirations, and I'm really hoping that many of them will jump on board.
I'm hoping so too. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your insights. Thank you for the opportunity for a lot of people watching. Hopefully they'll reach out to your website and your social media pages so that they can get involved and keep doing the amazing work that you are doing. We appreciate it, and all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you
so much.
My pleasure. That was Arthur Wade Anderson as well as Charl Ochler from Forge Academy and Labs. They have 5 fully funded bursaries that they are giving away for Youth Day. The applications open on the 1st of June and they close on the 16th of June. So if this is something that you are interested in, head over to their website or their social media pages and follow all of those details to find out how you can get involved.